South Africa is blessed with a variety of national parks. The best known perhaps are the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park and the Kruger National Park. Each are absolutely unique, so let's compare them. I'm going to use 5 criteria to rate the parks. First of all, accessibility. The second one will be the wilderness experience of each park. Number 3 will be the game viewing potential. Number 4, the facilities. And 5th, the uniqueness of each national park. This is my personal subjective opinion, but let me have your thoughts in the comments. The Kgalagadi is remote, 1,200 kilometers from Cape Town, over 900 from Johannesburg, and 1,450 odd from Durban. Cape Town to the Kruger is 1,800 kilometers, but Johannesburg 406 and Durban 725. There are daily flights from Cape Town and Johannesburg to the Kruger at Skukuza. The Kruger's got easy road and air access, and there are 9 entrance gates to the park, and an excellent network of tar and good gravel roads within the park itself. This comparison is only the South African part of the Kgalagadi, which is a long way from Uppington, the closest town. There's only 1 access gate, and the roads within the park are all gravel. This one has to go to the Kruger. Kgalagadi 0, Kruger 1. The Kgalagadi truly is one of the last great wilderness areas in South Africa. There are no tarred roads. It's all gravel and quite a lot of fairly deep sand, so a 4-wheel drive vehicle is necessary for some parts of the park. The roads are maintained, although they can get corrugated, and after heavy rain they can get flooded as well. It's a popular reserve nevertheless, and game sightings can get quite congested. If you're looking for a genuine African wilderness experience, the Kgalagadi delivers. While the Kruger is covered by an excellent network of tarred roads, it's a massive area, the size of a small country, with plenty of wilderness areas. And if gravel roads are your thing, you're not going to be short of options. But I wouldn't call the Kruger a full wilderness area. There are numerous rest camps and accommodation options. There's even an airport that accommodates full-size jets. There are also well-stocked shops and a choice of restaurants. My vote for the wilderness experience goes to the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park. So that's 1-1. When it comes to game viewing, the Kgalagadi is not a big 5 reserve. There are good populations of lion, leopard and cheetah, and loads of bird life. There are gemsbok, also known as oryx in Namibia, and springbok and wildebeest. There are loads of smaller game, and giraffe can also be found. In the South African portion of the Kgalagadi, the game is mainly concentrated around the Aoab and the Nossob rivers. So when the game is active, it's somewhat easier to spot that in more overgrown reserves. But you won't find buffalo, elephant, rhino or zebra, so the sheer number of species is a little bit more limited. The Kruger National Park is not the most popular game reserve in South Africa for nothing. These are just a few of the game numbers given by SANParks. So when it comes to sheer numbers and variety, the Kruger has definitely got the upper hand. And the Kruger has a lot of rivers, so there's also the aquatic life, crocodiles, hippos, and quite a good number of fish species as well. It's also a bird lover's paradise. This one has to go to the Kruger. So, scorecard so far, Kgalagadi 1, Kruger 2. There are only 3 main rest camps in the Kgalagadi. That's Tweerafiran, Nosob and Matamata. There are also a couple of bush camps which are unfenced. The rest camps are all really well maintained and well looked after. They've got beautiful swimming pools, which is quite desirable in the Kgalagadi, especially in summer. You can also get fuel, although be aware that it's not always available at the rest camps other than Tweerafiran. The 3 rest camps also have shops, although once again, apart from Tweerafiran, they're not always that well stocked, although you can usually get your essentials. The chalets are always very clean, very well maintained and nicely looked after. A lot of visitors to the Kgalagadi prefer camping. I personally prefer Matamata. Nosob comes a close second. Tweerafiran campsite is quite exposed and not as nice as the others. Apart from the more rustic and unfenced bush camps, the Kalahari tented camp is a somewhat more luxurious glamping kind of option. It's a couple of kilometers from Matamata rest camp and it's also unfenced, but it really is a very special place. It's very cool braaiing on your deck in the evening, watching the animals in the Aarab River below, and it's not at all unusual to have a lion or a cheetah walking right past your tent. There are not that many places you can get out of your car, but there are a couple of picnic sites dotted around the reserve where you can have breakfast or a braai, and there are ablutions as well. Other accommodation, there is the Kgalagadi Lodge, which is just a few kilometers before the entrance to the park at Tweerafiran. A good base for day visitors, and there's also a decent restaurant. The only really upmarket or more luxurious accommodation in the South African portion of the Kgalagadi is a community-owned project called Kgalagadi Lodge. Please excuse my pronunciation. It does require a 4x4 to get there, but it's a very unusual and very spectacular place. In terms of facilities, the Kruger is well served. There are 12 main rest camps, numerous secondary bush camps, and even a couple of luxury lodges. Skukuza, the administrative centre of the park and the largest rest camp, has an airport with daily flights from Cape Town and Johannesburg. There's a golf course, there's a first aid station, restaurants and a well-stocked shop. In fact, all the rest camps have shops where you can get most of your provisions. They also have restaurants. All of the rest camps have swimming pools, some of which are better maintained than others. You're seldom too far from a rest camp or a picnic site where you can get out of your car. There are ablution facilities and places where you can sit down and have a meal, and also some awesome viewpoints. Most of the accommodation in the Kruger is in rondavels like this one, but the rondavels are probably the most reasonably priced and the most popular. But the quality does vary quite considerably from camp to camp. Most of the rest camps also have campsites. Apart from the rest camps, there are also various bush camps that have fewer facilities. You don't find shops or swimming pools and so on there, but they are very much more the bush experience. The type of accommodation in the bush camps varies quite considerably. You get the more rustic, tented type of accommodation, and then more well-equipped bungalows with all the essentials you need. Some of them even have TV. It's a pretty good way to have the bush experience without foregoing too many creature comforts. There's no shortage of luxury accommodation in and around the Kruger National Park. The quality varies from luxury to super luxury and super high price as well. But there you'll be pampered from the moment you arrive to the moment you depart. Although my heart says this score should go to Kgalagadi, my head says that it has to go to the Kruger, just the sheer variety. Kgalagadi 1, Kruger 3. It doesn't matter how many times I visit the Kgalagadi, every time I'm blown away once again just by the unique people and animals who have made this incredibly harsh environment their home. There are other wild places in the world and in Africa, but the Kgalagadi is one of the last true, real wild places on the planet. There are many parts of the Kruger National Park that are inaccessible to visitors and are absolutely wild. And it's a really, really special place. And because of that, it's so popular. And that is what detracts from the wilderness aspect of it and the uniqueness of it. The tarred roads, the restaurants, the shops, the busy rest camps. But the Kruger's different in every season. And it's a place that I really love and I will keep on visiting. But in terms of uniqueness and that X factor, this one has to go to the Kgalagadi. So that's Kgalagadi 2, Kruger 3. So there we have it. The Kruger wins 3-2 on the strength of the sheer ease of access, the amount of game and the abundant facilities in the reserve. The Kruger's a worthy winner. But if I had to choose one game reserve that I could visit for the rest of my life, it would be the Kgalagadi. It's got a special place in my heart.